Trudy, this is another huge milestone when it comes to the vaccine rollout.
It certainly is, Ash. It's a big day for Australia's vaccine rollout strategy. As you say, Pfizer just landing on the ground yesterday, expected that those first jabs will begin from next Monday. But it's crucial detail contained in the Therapeutic Goods Administration approval today that we heard the head of the TGA outlining during that press conference. A number of caveats being put on this approval. Firstly, in terms of the weeks between the first and the second jab, they're saying that for most people, the recommendation that will be a 12-week difference in time, but if you're, say, severely sick and about to go through chemotherapy, that could be as short as 4 weeks apart. It's interesting to hear the Health Minister push, though, on whether this does mean that not all Australians will have both of their jabs by the end of October. That's the time frame the government's consistently been pointing to. A concession that he's trying to say this will be everyone who wants one will be able to have at least their first jab by the end of that period. Also worth looking at this statement from the TGA. It goes on specifically to say that the AstraZeneca vaccine has been shown to prevent COVID-19. However, it is not yet known whether it prevents transmission or asymptomatic disease. Now, Ash, that's going to be critical in terms of determining what sort of policy changes can be made in 2021. If it is proving that it is preventing transmission altogether, you may have a lot more confidence from state premiers that they don't need to shut their borders down if we see cases pop up again.
And Trudy, we also heard in that news conference the government's dumped what was really one of the most controversial changes in its IR package. The Prime Minister saying it was necessary, essentially, to get the package through the Parliament.
Yeah, Ash, this has been the political reality for some time now. The IR Minister, even late last year, flagging that they would be willing to boot the boot test, as it's known. It's something that had been put in this legislation. It didn't crucially go to those roundtable discussions between union and business. Today, the IR Minister conceding basically that they couldn't get this through the Senate, that Labor dead out opposed to the entire bill, and the crossbench making it pretty clear that they were not going to be supporting this amendment. So this statement from Christian Porter coming out before the Prime Minister spoke there, he says, we also understand that this measure had the potential to distract from other elements of the package which will help employers and employees recover from the economic impacts of the pandemic. It's pretty clear from what you heard from the Prime Minister there, they want to put the blowtorch back on Labor here, Ash, arguing now that given they have made this concession, something that they believe was only a modest change in the bill anyway, that it's incumbent on Labor now to support parts of the legislation that they actually, in theory, do support, including wage theft and things like that.
Trudy McIntosh live in Canberra, thank you.